هذا الحريق هذه مسيرة طاحت هني فوق أمل الكويت هذا.
Overnight Tuesday, firing missiles and drones at U.S. targets in Kuwait and Bahrain. U.S. Central Command says none of those strikes were successful at hitting intended targets, but Kuwait's airport taking a hit.
The destruction has been quite significant. So what this shows is that the air defenses, air and missile defenses in the Persian Gulf region are not what they should be.
The U.S., meanwhile, launching what it calls self-defense strikes at military installations on Iran's Qasem Island. Earlier Tuesday, the United States targeting a Botswana-flagged oil tanker with a Hellfire missile, disabling it near an Iranian port after what the U.S. military says were repeatedly ignored warnings to not break the port blockade. The exchanges testing the ceasefire at a moment when it's unclear where peace talks stand. President Donald Trump saying this in a Wednesday podcast interview.
They've already agreed they're not going to have a nuclear weapon.
Have they?
Oh, yeah, they've agreed to that.
But just a day earlier, Secretary of State Marco Rubio suggesting to senators that Iran hasn't made that commitment.
These are highly technical matters, so I don't think you could work those out in 5 days. That would require a team of experts to meet over a 30, 60, 90-day period and work out the details, but they have to commit to their willingness to do that.
In that podcast interview, President Trump saying he now has to make a determination to sign a deal or, quote, do it the other way.
MashaAllah! MashaAllah!
On this vote, the yeas are 215 and the nays are 208. The concurrent resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
A remarkable rebuke in the U.S. House, where lawmakers passed a resolution to limit President Trump's war powers in Iran. 4 Republicans crossed party lines to support the measure, which must be approved by both chambers. The Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, warned that reining in the president's war powers could have a negative impact on negotiations.
I think it is a very dangerous prospect to take away from the administration and the commander-in-chief right now the ability to negotiate. That's what this does. It weakens us, our position and our leverage in negotiation on the peace in that situation. Operation Epic Fury is concluded. This operation was immensely successful. The objectives that were well-defined were achieved. The president is now in the process of concluding a peace agreement. And we have to allow him the latitude to do that. And I think a war powers resolution right now is very untimely and a very negative and dangerous thing for the country.
Those comments coming as we see the U.S. and Iran trading strikes, and as Iran's foreign minister says there has been, quote, no significant progress in talks with the U.S. over the past few days. President Trump, though, claims negotiations are going, quote, very well. All this as Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who we just saw back on the Hill, doubling down on claims that the war with Iran is over, as he was questioned by members of the House.
The war is over. Who won?
We're no longer conducting sustained strikes inside of Iran to degrade their military because Epic Fury is over. We defined victory as destroying their defense industrial base, significantly reducing the number of missile launchers that they possess, significantly reducing their stockpile of drones. And we achieved all of those, in addition to destroying what they had left of an Air Force and wiping out their entire conventional Navy. Those are all gone. So I consider that victory, and we did too, and that was the purpose of Epic Fury.
大家好，我是主播周玉琴。很多的朋友告诉我们，选择原版的太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌，它添加有羽衣甘蓝，健康再加分。而有睡眠困扰的朋友们，赶快选择蓝色包装这一款晚安加强版，绝对是更有感。每日克菲尔，时刻美好 ，Good Feel Good， 请上快点购为健康下单，而且要记得输入推荐代码，有额外的折扣优惠。太阳星全效克菲尔益生菌基础版、晚安加强版，新包装改版，内容不变，抽取更方便。要吃就吃最好的。